Before we begin, let me ask you something. Who taught you how to choose the people you trust with your money, your future, and your family's financial security? Seriously, because today millions of people online speak with absolute confidence about investing, AI, business, taxes, economics, and wealth. Many can't prove half of what they claim. Many can't clearly define the terms they're using. Many have never published research, never passed an industry exam, never managed a meaningful budget, never built a company that survived a recession. Some probably haven't taken a serious exam since getting their driver's license. Yet they have your attention. Why? Because they're telling you exactly what you want to hear. Get rich overnight. This stock is guaranteed. The banks don't want you to know. This AI tool will make you a millionaire in 30 days. It sounds exciting. It feels empowering. It spreads fast. But confidence is not competence. Views are not credentials. Followers are not facts. And going viral is not the same as being right. Today, we're talking about financial influencers, the Flim Flam brothers, the modern day charlatans, and why I believe YouTube, Meta, TikTok, LinkedIn, X, search engines, and eventually AI assistants all have powerful financial, legal, and business reasons to make deception harder to profit from. This isn't about silencing opinions. It's about protecting trust because trust is revenue. Without trust, users leave, advertisers leave, investors lose confidence, regulators start asking questions, and platforms lose billions. That's business. Now, let's talk about what the research actually says. A peer-reviewed study published in Applied Economics Letters in 2025 examined sponsored stock promotion videos on YouTube between 2022 and 2024. The researchers asked a straightforward question: do paid financial influencers actually move stock prices? The answer: yes. On average, stocks promoted in sponsored YouTube videos increased approximately 7.9% on the day the video was released. Within 5 trading days, average gains reached roughly 11.8%. If you stop reading there, you think these influencers had discovered a money printing machine. But that's not what the research found. Within about 30 days, those gains largely disappeared. Prices drifted back toward where they started. Trading volume exploded immediately after promotion. Then it faded. In other words, the excitement was temporary. The attention was temporary. The price movement was temporary. The underlying value often wasn't. That's an important distinction. Markets can react to attention, but attention isn't the same thing as value. The researchers also discovered something many people wouldn't expect. The amount paid for the sponsorship predicted stock movement better than the creator's subscriber count. Think about that. Having millions of followers wasn't the strongest predictor. The promotional budget mattered more. Sometimes influence isn't expertise. Sometimes influence is simply advertising. And that's where this becomes bigger than investing. Imagine your YouTube. Millions of viewers watch someone recommend a stock. Thousands buy it. Some make money, many don't. Now imagine regulators begin asking whether disclosures were advocates. Imagine lawsuits. Imagine advertisers wondering why their brands appear beside misleading financial content. Imagine public trust beginning to fall. That's expensive. Companies don't like expensive, which is why you've seen stronger disclosure rules, more moderation, more demonetization, more automated detection, more policy enforcement. Not because technology companies suddenly became moral philosophers, because trust has economic value. Trust protects revenue. Trust protects advertisers. Trust protects shareholders.
You've tried it your way, but you're still in debt. Or maybe you're doing okay, but want to invest smarter, grow faster. MillionaireX.ai gives you real step-by-step strategies to ditch debt or stack wealth. Stop dreaming and start planning. Visit MillionaireX.ai today. I want you to be the next millionaire next door.
Now let's zoom out. This isn't happening only in finance. Search engines increasingly reward original expertise instead of recycled content. Advertisers demand brand safe environments. Governments around the world continue introducing transparency requirements for digital platforms. Consumers are becoming more skeptical. Artificial intelligence is becoming better at identifying manipulation. Every year, the cost of deception increases. Will scams disappear? No. Counterfeit money still exists. ID theft still exists. Email scams still exist. Ponzi schemes still exist. Fraud adapts. It always has. But surviving becomes harder. Detection becomes faster. Evidence becomes easier to verify. That's the difference. The internet isn't becoming perfect, it's becoming more expensive to lie. And artificial intelligence is accelerating that change. Today, anyone can generate articles, anyone can clone voices, anyone can create realistic videos, anyone can produce convincing graphics, anyone can sound intelligent. Intelligence is no longer the scarce resource, credibility is. Think about that. For decades, access to information was the advantage. Today, everyone has access to information. The advantage is knowing what's true. The advantage is knowing who can back up their claims. The advantage is being able to separate evidence from entertainment. That's why I believe the next decade belongs to businesses that can prove what they say, show receipts, document results, disclose sponsorships, cite credible sources, build long term relationships, own customer data, develop communities instead of chasing clicks, publish original work instead of copying trends. Those things are much harder to fake. That's also why personal brands still matter, not because you're famous, because people understand what you consistently stand for. Consistency builds trust. Trust builds opportunity. Opportunity builds wealth. And that's why real businesses matter. Not because they have impressive logos, because they build systems that survive changing technology. Too many entrepreneurs spend all their energy chasing algorithms. Algorithms are rented. Trust is owned. Algorithms change. Reputation compounds. Algorithms disappear. Character remains. Ask yourself this: if YouTube changed tomorrow, if Google rolled out another major search update, if TikTok disappeared, if AI assistants became the primary way customers found businesses, would your company still grow? Would customers recommend you because you've earned their confidence? Or would your business disappear the moment shortcuts stopped working? That's the question every entrepreneur should be asking, because we're entering an era where artificial intelligence won't replace trustworthy businesses. It will expose weak ones. It will expose businesses built on borrowed credibility. It will expose fake experts. It will expose copied content. It will expose empty promises. The businesses that survive won't necessarily be the loudest, they'll be the most trusted. The flim flam era isn't completely over. There will always be another smooth talker, another self proclaimed guru, another person selling certainty without evidence. But I believe they'll find it increasingly difficult to build something that lasts, because lasting businesses create lasting wealth, not viral moments, not rented audiences, not hype cycles, real systems, real customers, real trust. If you're serious about building a business designed for the next decade instead of the next trend, that's where we come in. At CPRFIRM.com, we help entrepreneurs, professionals, nonprofits, creators, and growing companies build durable brands, implement AI responsibly, automate operations, improve communication, and create systems that can survive changes in technology and platform policies. Because the goal isn't to beat the algorithm. The goal is to build a business that's valuable even when the algorithm changes. I'm Kellen Kash. Read more books than headlines. Respect evidence more than excitement. Question extraordinary claims. Verify before you amplify. And remember, the loudest voice in the room is rarely the wisest. I'll see you in the next one. Before you click away, I want to leave you with one final thought. The biggest risk over the next 10 years won't be artificial intelligence. It won't be automation. It won't even be another market crash. It will be believing people who have never earned your trust. The internet has given everyone a microphone, but a microphone doesn't make someone an expert. A camera doesn't create competence. A viral clip doesn't replace due diligence. If someone tells you a stock is guaranteed, ask for the evidence. If someone promises overnight wealth, ask about the risk. If someone claims they have the secret, ask why they're selling it instead of quietly using it. Healthy skepticism isn't negativity, it's wisdom. Read books, read annual reports, read peer-reviewed research, learn basic accounting, understand probability, understand incentives. The person giving advice always has incentives. Figure out what they are. Are they making money if you click, if you buy, if you subscribe, if you panic, if you share? Always follow the incentives. That's how you begin separating education from entertainment. And remember something else. The greatest investors in history didn't become wealthy because they predicted every trend. They became wealthy because they managed risk. The greatest entrepreneurs didn't build companies that lasted because they chased every opportunity. They built systems. They hired good people. They documented processes. They earned trust one customer at a time. That's slower than going viral, but it's far more durable. As AI becomes more capable, average content becomes cheaper. Average advice becomes cheaper. Average marketing becomes cheaper. What becomes more valuable? Judgment, integrity, original thinking, experience, execution, and trust. Those are assets AI can't simply generate for you. It can help you build them, but it can't replace them. So don't spend the next decade trying to become another internet guru. Become someone whose work speaks for itself, someone whose clients recommend them, someone who can show receipts, someone whose reputation grows even when the algorithm changes, because that's how real wealth is built. One decision, one customer, one relationship, one reputation at a time. If that's the kind of business you're trying to build, visit CPRFIRM.com. We help entrepreneurs, professionals, nonprofits, and growing organizations build systems that last beyond trends, platforms, and hype. Because trends fade, technology evolves, algorithms change, but trust compounds. I'm Kellen Kash. Keep reading, keep learning, keep questioning, and never confuse confidence with competence. I'll see you in the next one.
Hi everyone. Have you ever been curious about visiting Africa? Which African country were you interested in? Kenya, Nigeria, Uganda, South Africa, Ethiopia? Which country are you interested in? My good friend Kellen Cash Coleman came up with a course called My First Trip to Africa that'll guide you through this process. It's only $20, and in this course you'll learn about passports, visas, vaccinations that you need before you go there, as well as a budget, how much the trip is going to cost. He also talks about what you should pack, what you should take with you, how you should travel on a budget. Did you know that $100 is worth 1,000 South African rand and over 10,000 Kenyan shillings? So imagine what you can do with $100 back home. I say back home because I'm from Sudan, I'm African, I already know how it's like. I know that, when you convert Canadian and American money, it goes a long way when you're traveling across Africa. So if you're curious, if Africa is a place that you've always wanted to go, always wanted to move there, Kellen Kash is the person to ask. Check out the course. There's a little preview you can listen to before you actually purchase it. If you're interested in this course, visit www.diversifiedgame.com. Don't miss out.
Are you a successful entrepreneur or one in training? You've got the vision, but do you have the right partner to build your brand, your team, and your future online and off? At CPRFIRM.com, we offer expert consulting, financial guidance, and life coaching because we believe in doing life with our clients. After all, what is it for a man to gain the world and lose his soul? Founded by Kellen Cash Coleman, we help our clients not only succeed, but plan to retire rich. Your business deserves the best. Start building your legacy today at CPRFIRM.com.